Hey, what's up, everybody? I just got back from watching a new Deadpool movie, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about it, but I'm not going to leak any spoilers. I'm just going to be very vague and tell you my honest opinions on it. And as you can see, this is only a small fraction of all the comics I have. So I've been reading comics, watching movies for years. So I know a thing or two about what should be in the movies and what's actually possible in the movies, if that makes sense. So if you like this video, please like for the algorithm. If you want to see more content like this, I not only do content on movies, but I also do anime, Pokemon, other collectible items, and a lot of video games such as God of War, Mortal Kombat, and Destiny 2. Not really feeling good about Mortal Kombat right now. DLC's didn't look that good to me, if I'm being honest. The story looks good, but other than that, yeah. So anyways, with that out of the way, let's talk about the movie. So Deadpool and the Wolverine. It's my favorite MCU movie since Endgame. I don't like anything that came after Endgame. I understand not everything's possible to make it exactly like the comics because of certain characters that need to be introduced, and you just can't plug characters in. I understand how some things aren't feasible, but there should be some very close similarities to timelines of said comic book movie. Like Winter Soldier is a great example of that. Civil War was one of my favorite movies, even though it's not really exactly like the comics, but it was a great interpretation. The story was great. There was plots and twists. Everything just flowed perfectly well. The humor wasn't forced, and yeah. So since Endgame, a lot of the comedy was forced, and it wasn't even funny. It was very cringe, and I just didn't enjoy it. It was just way off. Like the Thor, Love, was it Love and Thunder? I can't remember it. It was so bad. But like the God Butcher, he should have had a longer run than what he had. So with that out the way, let's talk about the movie. So the movie obviously takes place after the last Deadpool. It follows up right after that. And as you saw in the trailers, if you lived on a rock, you probably seen the trailer where he goes and seeks out Wolverine. So he goes and, seeks out Wolverine. They go on an adventure together to try not to give away the storyline, but they go on an adventure to try to save his family and his friends. So what I will talk about is, number one, when it comes to comic movies, just like the characters that are in it and how they're portrayed. All Deadpool movies do a really good job of portraying the characters comic accurate as possible. Minus, Domino's subjective, like I get it, like, actors aren't always going to look exactly the same as the comics. But if you read the Deadpool comics, that's not how Domino actually looked in the Deadpool movie. But other than that, this movie is very spot on with the characters introduced. Wolverine, awesome. Like Hugh Jackman kills it every time. In this movie, we get to see a little bit more of his fighting style. From all the movies I've seen, they're kind of like hack and slash with a little bit of, hand-to-hand combat. But you see other tactics and maneuvers he uses when he fights, which is super exciting. Because if you read the comics, you play like Marvel vs. Capcom, you play the games, like Wolverine is more than just a hack and slash kind of fighter. So that was pretty awesome to see. So all the characters that were in the movie were... Uh-oh, my phone about to die. All the characters in the movie were pretty spot on as far as they're portrayed, so I love that a lot. Oh, man, I was about to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it, though, but they bring in some characters that I did not expect at all. Like, it completely came left field, and they did an amazing job bringing them into the story and how they're portrayed. So that alone made the movie worth the money for me and the time. Like, just the way they brought in the characters and they portrayed them as not only accurate to the comics, but the movies they came from. So the next thing is most comics I'm into are action based, not some. I know you may consider some like shows or adaptations as drama or suspense, but I like WandaVision was one of those that aren't really exactly action based. It had a little bit of action in it, but it was more so between her and Vision. But my taste is for I want to see hand to hand. I want to see choreography. I want to see, you know, blood being spilled, for lack of better terms. I want to see action. So this movie definitely delivers on that, even more so than the previous movies in Deadpool. The action was very. I like that it was hand to hand and it wasn't like all this magic and all this craziness. It was straight up like hack and slash, hand to hand. Yeah, so the choreography was very solid and the fighting scenes and the sequences were excellent. They were very well done on Deadpool, Wolverine, and others in the movie. I'm not going to say who as much as I want to. I'm not going to say who. So there was that, and then just the plot, like the plot was good. It was very, I want to say, it was pretty linear, but it got kind of, no. I mean, these are my first impressions, so maybe once I had time to digest the film, it would make more sense to me, but for the time given, I felt like the plot was very solid. It was very linear. It wasn't too confusing. There was still a little plot and twist, but nothing too crazy. I love how that's a great thing about Deadpool. He could kind of like poke fun at anything and anybody, and it just meshes well in the movie. Like you've seen the previous movies where he references Thanos in the last, or yeah, he referenced Thanos in the last movie. So it's just very cool to see that happen in a movie and it still doesn't mess it up at all, because sometimes that could get a little messy when watching movies, like it goes all over the place, but it just meshes well, and I think that's because of how Deadpool was written, has been written in the comics. So the plot is pretty good. What else is there? Without giving spoilers away, so I guess we could talk about the ending. The ending was very satisfying. I felt like it ended the story, but also opened up potential for a new story, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, this is the end. It's like, this is the end for this person, but it's the beginning for this person or these people. So I can definitely see more projects for the MCU coming up with Deadpool and Wolverine. I could definitely see that happening. Now let's talk about what I didn't like about the movie. There was nothing I didn't like. I love the movie. It's my favorite movie since Endgame. It was very enjoyable, very action-packed. The cast was awesome. The characters they brought in were way out of field. I couldn't even, I was so shocked when my girlfriend saw me. She said I was smiling the whole time. It was like way out left field. I did not expect it, and it was characters I'm very fond of because I grew up watching these characters as a kid, and then I see them back in the movies and on this platform. It made me really happy. So I really loved the movie, and I highly recommend you go watch it. I have nothing bad to say about it. The jokes all landed. It wasn't forced comedy. Everybody played their part. No one was forcing any humor that usually happens in MCU movies that are hella cringe. It was just a very fun. It was a fun time with a simple plot, like, and with a lot of action. And there were some scenes that actually made me tear up because they were very emotional and very inspiring, especially with Wolverine. Because I grew up more so paying attention to Wolverine than Deadpool. I didn't get to Deadpool till high school, but I grew up on Wolverine since I was in elementary school. So like to see certain traits of his personality come out into play in the movie was very touching for me. So that made me, get a little emotional too. And just because I'm older now, so I understand how certain things are and behave, if that makes sense. It just, things resonate different when you're older. And yeah, all I can say is go watch the movie. It was an excellent movie. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it's like my top 5 favorite Marvel movies. Number 1 is definitely Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Number 2, The Incredible Hulk. Number 3, The Iron Man. Number 4, Infinity War, and number 5 would be Deadpool Wolverine. So those are my top 5 favorite Marvel movies. And yeah, I highly recommend you guys to go watch the movie. You'll have a great time. You can watch with anybody, your girlfriend, kids. It's all good. You'll have an excellent time. And yeah, just look out for any other. Just keep your eyes peeled, because I'm pretty sure, and I feel like they hinted something in the movie. And there's a reason why they kept referencing it in the movie. Like, you guys know, you ever notice, like, when sometimes in a movie or in a game, like, something, they keep hitting on something, and that's a sense of foreshadowing for something bigger that's going to happen. I'm not going to say what it is, but you'll notice it in the first 30 minutes of the movie. They keep hinting at it, like, why. And it's Deadpool specific, like, why am I in this position? And I think this is gonna build up into what's coming, because Deadpool and Wolverine are in the MCU now. So thank you guys for watching the video. Comment down below what are your thoughts on the movie. Have you watched it? Are you gonna watch it? Why aren't you gonna watch it? And are you gonna watch it again? I'm on a budget. I'm not gonna watch it again, but if I had the money, I'd definitely go watch it again. So yeah, thank you guys, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.